Hello my viewers, I want to welcome you to this exciting lesson in Revit. In this lesson, you are going to learn on how you can model this frame that you are seeing here, or model all the beams, the columns, and most important, the openings that you are seeing here, the foundation, and all the walls that you can see from here. Now, I'm going to tell you the tips and tricks that you can employ on this model so that you are able to model this one in the shortest possible time. So if you're already using Revit, make sure that you still watch from start to finish. Don't skip any step so that you don't miss anything that I'm going to explain in this video. Now, if you like what I'm doing on this channel, make sure that you like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends. And for anyone who would like to learn Revit architecture, Revit structure, and robot structure analysis step by step on a project, make sure that you check the links in the description. There are some good courses for you. So let me not waste time. Let's get started in this lesson. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close this one and start a new project. This lesson is also for beginners and also those who are using Revit. So make sure that you follow as I'm going to teach you everything in relation to how you can model this frame. So I'll just close this one. And for you, of course, you just need to go to new there, then go to new project. And I'm just going to start with the metric structural template. Just click there, make sure that create new is selected and click on OK. So as you can see, this is the new project. And of course, in any project, you start by creating maybe the levels. So go to the south elevation or indeed any other elevation there. And once you go there, you can go to structure and then click on level. And we have two levels spaced at 3 meters. I'm using metric in millimeters. If you want to have a level below there, you can just click the first point. Of course, I'll just click it at any point and click the second point, escape. Then I'll click the bottom one and I want this one to be at a depth of maybe 1500, which is 1.5 meters. Then just click on the level there, click once again, and I just want to change the name to top of footing. Then click outside and make sure that you click on yes so that that name can appear under the plans right there. Okay, so we have level 1. If I go to level 2, I can check there. Then I need to create more levels on top. I'll go to structure, then click on level, and I'll just click these levels, at random. So I want to have about 7 levels. So I'll continue just clicking the first point and second point. I'll edit the spacing in between later on. We have the 60th one, and I'll click the first point and the second point as the last one, click outside. Now, I just want to space my levels at 3 meters. So this one, I can even type 3M and enter on my keyboard. That is 3 meters. And do the same for all the others at 3 meters by just typing 3M. You can type the 3000 in terms of millimeters if you want, or just type 3M. That is if you're using, metric. If you're using other units, just type the units that you are using. Okay. So I have all the levels and this one. And since we have the levels, then I can go now to the structural views. You can see that I have all those levels and just go to level 1. Okay. Then from here, I'm going to create my grids, and I'll go to structure. Just where we have the levels here, you see it's activated in plan. I'll go to the grid now since we are in a floor plan. I'll just click there and I'll start my grids. I'll just have 3 in the horizontal. The first grid, you can see that is number 1. Then I'll just click this one. If you want, you can watch the dimension there, but I'll just place them at random there. I need 3 of them. Okay, I think this is okay. Then I can just cancel there. Let me check the spacing. Maybe I want to have 5M for 5 meters. Just click there. Then select the one you want to move, maybe 4.5. Okay, 4.5M for 4.5 meters. Then enter on your keyboard. What have I done? I'll undo, Control Z. Select this one, make sure that you type it there as in 4.5M and enter on your keyboard. Then I'm going to have the vertical grids. Instead of going there, you can select one of the grids, right click, then create similar, and I'll click the first one here, or maybe let me just escape once, click the first point from that end, then second point, then right click, cancel once, or just click on modify to escape. Then I want this one to have letters or start with A, click outside. Then I can click on that one, right click, create similar, and I just want this one to be maybe at maybe 1 meter. That's okay. Click the first point, the second point. Then these other ones, from this one, I want it to be maybe at 5 meters. The first point and the second point. The other one also at 5 meters, the first point and the second point. Then modify to escape. Click that one and hold your left mouse. Drag it closer. Click that one. You can see that it's snapping right there, so that when you drag, you're able to move everything at once. I'll do the same on this side and drag it here. Click this one and drag it closer, as you can see. Now you can start creating our, we'll start with the walls. To create a wall, just go to structure, then I'll go to wall, then I'll click on structural wall. Then under the properties, you can see that we have a number of walls just from the default template. I just want to use a 200mm wall, just click on it. Then all you need to do is make sure that you check from here. We are at level 1 and we want the wall to go from level 1 to level 2. So I have to use height, then up to level 2. Then make sure that chain is selected, because I want to just keep on clicking like that so that all the walls are there. As you can see, it's as simple as that. Click on modify to escape. I'll just close this one and that one, so that if I click on the 3D view on top there and just change from there the graphics to shaded, you can see if I just click on the view cube there and just orbit, you see that we have the wall right there, as you can see. Then I'll go back to level 1 and let me now create my columns. I'll go to structure, click on the column right there. Then within the properties, I'm just going to pick the first one, the 350mm column. Just click on it. Now, if you want to change the size, just click on edit there. Make sure that you duplicate, you give it a name by clicking there, or you can even type the name that you want from there. I'm going to change this one to, instead of the 450, I'll change it to 400 and just remove the 2. I've renamed it. That's how I want my column to be. Click on OK. Then you need to come here and also change the depth maybe to 400 also. So you can just play with this and make sure that you insert the dimension for your column. Click on apply, click on OK. Then again, you need to make sure that you check. Remember, we're at level 1, so I need to change to height because I want my column to start from level 1 up to level 2, as you can see from there. So make sure that you pick level 2, height and level 2. Then I can proceed and just place my columns. Can just space bar to change the orientation. I'm just pressing space bar on my keyboard. So I'll place it there and you can continue clicking as you wish. So I have my columns right there. I'll place them there and I have the columns I want to place. I'll click modify to escape. And if I go to my 3D view and just click there and hold the orbit, you see that I have my columns, okay, from level 1 up to level 2. So I'll go back there. So it's shaping up. Now let me also place the columns, the beams at level 2 now. I'll go to level 2. And let me have the beams here. So you just need to go to structure once again, click on beam. Then again, just like the way we did with the column, just click under the properties and you can pick a concrete beam that you want to use. I want to use a 300 maybe by 500. So I'll click on that one as a starting point. Click on edit, then duplicate. And I want this one to be 300 by maybe 500mm. Okay, this is just a name. Okay, don't have to worry. This is just a name. That's how I want to name it. Then click on OK. Then I'll change the height to, if you want, you can even change this one. This you can just type in there. So 500 from there, apply OK. Then for the beams, just make sure that you're on that particular level. Don't have to change anything. Then I'll click on chain so that I can continue clicking the points. So I'll just keep on clicking like that because chain is selected. You're able to place, to create your columns like that. Then once you reach the end there, right click and cancel. Once you are still in the command, pick this point and that point, right click, cancel, pick that point and that point, right click and cancel. You can see that we have the beams. Then if I also want to create a cantilever, I can click that point and continue from this point up to that point. Since chain is selected, you continue like that. Once you are done, just click on modify so that you escape. Then if I go back to my 3D view, you see that I have the first story, okay, for my, for my beams, the walls and everything, as you can see from here. Now I just want to create the opening right here. Okay, so I'll need to create the opening here. I'll go to level 1 just by clicking level 1 here. I need an opening there. Now for the opening, if you want, you can go to structure and use these options there, but I like going to to architecture. There is a very good tool which will help you to create the openings. It's also quite useful. You can go to is it supposed to be the doors, and here we have this opening which is a structure opening. I'll pick the last one there and click go to edit. You can duplicate there and change the dimensions there if you want, but I'll just use the default. And once I just hover my cursor there, I can place my opening right there, then click on modify. And if I go back to my 3D view, you can see that the opening is right there. If you want to go back to the opening, you can just click there or just go to level 1 once again, select the opening, and you can see that it's at level 1. And you can change whatever I want to change, but I'll leave it the way it is. As you can see, just click on there and just try to orbit. Now you can see that we made the mistake. Our wall is supposed to start from level 1 up to level 2. If you make such a mistake on any element here, don't have to worry. All you need to do is just select whatever element you want to change, then you can change it from here. I'm just going to change the base offset to 0 because you see that the base is this one. So you just remove that base offset. Actually, the offset was the challenge because there was an offset here. We have base constraint level 1 and top constraint is level 2. Now it's because there was a base offset. So we don't want to offset it. So just put a 0 there and everything is back to normal. As you can see, the opening is right there and we are good to go. Now you can see that we have the first story and we have the other stories. The elements are the same, so we just need to copy all the way up to level 7. And this is the very important tool that you have to use to copy everything. Don't have to model the same items, you can just copy everything at once. So I use the selection tool by holding my left mouse and selecting everything. Make sure that you do that, then go to filter, check none, and just pick what you want to copy. Okay, so of course I want to copy the walls, the framing, the columns. I don't want to copy the levels and the grid, so just click on apply. Okay, you can see that you have selected what you want. Then just go to that tool there on top and click on, you can see that paste will be activated. Click on it, this one is active. Then click there and pick align to selected levels. Then just pick all these other levels from this point. I can hold shift and that point so that it's copied to those others. Then click on OK. You can see that I'm going to copy all these all the way up to the top. As you can see, let me just click the front there. Actually, I copied more, so I can just select like that and go to filter, check none, select walls, structural framing, columns, click on apply. Okay, so this is what you've selected, and you can click on delete because that's where you want to end. You can click, the corner there on the view cube there. Then click there and hold the orbit there, and you're able to check everything. As you can see, we are almost there. Now, if you don't want to show the material on the surface, and I also want to have the material for the columns and the walls to be the same material. So again, you can see that even the openings have been copied. Now to change the material, the hatch on the column there, on that material, just select on the beam or the column. Okay, so now you see that the structural material for the beam will appear right there. Okay, if I click on the column, is it the same position? Okay, let me just check. For the column again, the material is right there. So it's still the same material, but I will just click once there, then click that little box at the end. You'll be brought to these materials. Now, under the graphics, just go to the graphics and the surface pattern. That is the one which is there. Click on it and drag that arrow on top, click on none, then OK. There's nothing there. So once you click on apply and click on OK, you can see that the hatch pattern has disappeared. Now I also want to change the material to the same as this one. I can copy the name for that material. Okay, then hold Ctrl C on your keyboard so it's copied. Then I'll select the wall there. Let me see where I'm supposed to find the material. You can see that you're going to find materials in different places depending on what to select. So I'll go to edit type. You see that the materials for the wall will be found under the structure. click on edit there. And if I just, let me just click there once and click that little box at the end, it will be brought to the sale materials. But since I copied the name of the material, I can just close this one and I don't need to go there since I already copied the name. I just need to, to paste that name there and that material will be applied. So once I select Ctrl V, you can see the name is right there, and I can even expand it like that. You see that that is the name. I can also grow this box. Let me hold my left mouse, drag it, then hold again like that. You can see that is just the name. So if you want, you can click that, you go to the material, select it, or you can just paste the material, then click on OK, apply, OK. As you can see, the material has changed. Now let's have the bases there, the foundation. All I need to do is, let me go to the front there. You can see that now I also need to create the columns down here and the walls. So what I need to do, I need to select everything from there up to there. You can see this is another trick that you have to use. You can see that the spacing up there is equal, but down here is not equal. We're just going to change the constraints, the top and the bottom, and to fit there. So I've selected everything down there, the walls, including the columns. I don't want to select the beams, of course. All right, then go to filter, check none. I just want the walls and the structural columns. Click on apply, okay. Then I'll click on copy to clipboard, then go to paste there and select align to selected levels, and I'm just going to pick the top of footing, then click on okay. You can see maybe we copied one element twice. Okay, we can delete it later. As you can see, it does, it's protruding up because the spacing between this one and this one is 3 meters. Here is 1.5. So don't deselect. Okay, this is why we have that message there. Don't deselect. Make sure that you just go to the, to the top and bottom and top constraints. You can see that it's showing varies here. So let me start by selecting first of all down there, and I'll click on filter, check none. Let me start with the structural columns. Click on apply, okay. So only structural columns are selected. Then I'll go to base level, top of footing, then the top level, level 1, top offset. That's why you are seeing the columns going up there. Make sure that you just remove the top offset. As you can see now, it's up to the level 1. So I'll do the same for this wall. Remember, it's also going up there. Just click on filter, check none. Then this time it's a wall. Then click on apply, okay. You can see it's selected up to there. Then from top of footing, then the top offset, just remove it, put a 0 there, move your cursor there. You can see that. You can click on apply or just move your cursor inside. You have it there. Go to the 3D view maybe by just going to that little house there. Click there. You can see that we have the model right like that. Then orbit by holding the left mouse. Okay, on the orbit, you can see everything is there. Now, the last thing I want to do is to create the foundation there. Just click there. All right, let me just close there. Then I'll go to top of footing, top of foundation. We are here. Then again, the foundation is quite simple. Just go to structure. Then I'm going under the foundation I have isolated. Just click on it. Then if I click there, you see that we have 2 of these, but if you want to change the dimension, you can just click on edit, duplicate, and change the thickness, the width, and also the length. I can duplicate there. The 2 has been added. Then I'll change this one maybe to 2,500. And this one I want to have maybe 2,000, which is for 2 meters. Apply, okay. Then I can continue and have my bases right there. As you can see, if I want to maybe to rotate them like that, just a space bar, but I'll just place mine there and the other one there, then escape. Now on the wall there also we want to have the foundation. Just click on structure and we are going to use the wall. Just click on that wall, click within there, and you see that we have the bearing, footing. Click there, then click on edit, and you can duplicate, rename it, and also change the size. So from here, let me say maybe 2 meters. The foundation thickness is 300. That is the width. Then apply, okay. And I can just pick on the walls. As you can see, everything is perfect. We have it right there. Then go to the 3D view, just click there and orbit. You can see that we have it right there. If you want to change the thickness, you can do and change whatever you want to change. Now, if you don't want to show the levels, just go to VG on your keyboard, then go to annotation, categories, click anywhere and find the level, deactivate it, apply, okay. So we just want to see what is here. And the last thing, I can go to graphics display by clicking there, and graphic display can activate that line, which are the smooth lines with anti-aliasing. Then I can change to wide lines for the silhouettes if I want. This is just a graphic issue. I can go to shadows and show ambient shadows, click on apply, okay, and here we are. The model is right there. So this way you can create any kind of a structural model in a matter of some few minutes with these tips and tricks. So thanks for watching. Stay on my channel and like my videos and subscribe.